Hello and welcome back to the Lumin Weekly Q&A. Here we are again, in front of the bookshelf, on the very skew floor. I don't know, we've got a tiled floor down here, and for some reason the camera just never wants to stay straight. I think it's probably like tilted to one side, but you guys are gonna have to live with that. As for the sound quality, I did get a few messages asking what kind of camera I use. I just have like a pretty standard Sony Handycam kind of thing, and I don't have a mic or anything that I can connect to it, so it's gonna have to do for now. Until I one day perhaps get another camera, this will have to do. I could use my phone, it's actually right here, but it's an iPhone 4. Is it an iPhone 4? Yes, iPhone 4, not an iPhone 4S. I get confused, okay. I keep thinking there should have been an iPhone 5, but anyway, wait. So, iPhone 4, I could use the front camera on that, but I think this one probably works better, especially for recording longer videos. I don't want to talk about this now, okay? So I've got 2 pages of questions here, and the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to split them up. I've got a couple of big questions, and then a long list of smaller questions, which I'll try answer in like 1 or 2 lines or less, just maybe even single words. Some of these I can answer with single words. That's going to be good. But I'm going to start off by saying that I have actually set a PayPal account up, and I can actually accept donations to that now. You guys left so many comments, and the comments seem to get the most upvotes. The one saying, I've actually got it written down here. I've been subbed, this is from Morto599. I hope I'm saying that right. But he says he's been subbed since about 1,000, and we're going to talk about that now. 1,000 subscribers, that was a long time ago, but not as long a time ago as like 100 subscribers. We're going to talk about that. Someone actually left a really good question about how my channel grew and all that stuff. But he left a comment saying that he's been waiting for me to set up a PayPal account so he could donate because I don't really make any money from the videos. That's not entirely true. I make money, but it's ridiculously little. Like, I think I make, in about 4 months, I made 1,000 Rand, which is, that's about $110, $120 US. That's about, I don't know what, 100 pounds in about 4 months, I think. And it means I can only put ads and things, I can only like sort of monetize videos that are only my work. So vlogs and these I can probably put ads on as well, but that's about it. So that's all the money I'm making now. I'm actually not allowed to put ads on any gameplay stuff. So it's a bit difficult. If I ever join Machinima or Game Station, like I said in the last episode, I'll put a little annotation up here that sends you to the previous one so you can check that out. And I spoke about that there, Machinima and the Game Station. If I join one of them, I can put ads on my videos and I can start making money with that, and then things change a bit. But right now I can't do that because, you know, I'm not in either of those big groups. But he said I should set a PayPal account up, and after he said that, I got like at least 5 or 6 messages saying, well, it's not so difficult. Some people even gave me instructions. Thank you very much. I managed to figure it out. The South African PayPal system was a little bit different, and it took me a bit of time to get it working, but I set it up and I tested. My mom donated $1 to me. Thank you, Mom. I don't call her Mom. I call her by her first name. So that's a bit weird, saying Mom. Not the fact that I call her by her first name, because I think that's pretty normal. I think. What do you guys call your parents? First name, Mom, Dad, Mommy, Daddy, Mama, Papa. Someone actually asked about that. Wait, there's a question. My sister actually we used to call her Mom, Mama. It's just, I think it's probably just an Afrikaans thing, and my sister still calls her that to this day. And I think that Oren, I said to Oren, my nephew, let's go find Mama. And it's just, that's just how we were raised. And I'm actually going to talk about that in just a bit as well, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. But the PayPal account is set up, and look, you guys can donate, but I'm not going to ask for donations. I mean, I would absolutely appreciate anything that you guys have to spare, but if you don't have money to spare, rather don't donate, because I'm sure a lot of people out there have extra and can do it, and it's fine if you do, if you're one of those people, but I don't want to put you in a bad position by having you donate to me. I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but I just feel really guilty about something like that. I already feel guilty for accepting games on Steam and stuff like that. I send very nice thank you messages to everyone. I thank all the people that do it. I mean, things like Skyrim. Skyrim was gifted to me. Bob T Godfish. I keep calling him Bob T Goldfish, but he gave me Skyrim, and because of that, I could do the amazing Skyrim playthrough. It just ends up been really expensive buying games, so it's a huge relief when I do get games on Steam. But as for PayPal donations, I mean, I'd absolutely appreciate it. What I would do with them, and that's what I actually wanted to tell you guys, was I'm going to get another internet connection installed here eventually, and obviously if I get donations, I can get that a lot sooner. I can give you an estimate of what it would cost. I think around 800 Rand for the connection plus, well, it's like 800 Rand a month for the connection. It's expensive, okay? But that ends up being, let me think. I don't know what the installation actually costs, but we pay 800 Rand a month for our internet connection, which is a 4 meg line. And it is uncapped, but it's quite heavily shaped at times. So during the day, it's quite slow, and during the night, it's pretty fast. Upload speeds are quite consistent throughout. I get 52 kilobytes a second up, which is a 0.5 meg upload. And what I want to do is get another one of those lines. Sadly, that's the fastest line I can get here right now. I know in Cape Town, in Johannesburg, in Pretoria, in Durban, places like that, they actually have 10 meg lines, which is a lot faster than what I've got now, and the upload speed's actually double what I've got now. So if I could double my upload speed, that would be amazing, but the only way to do that right now would be to get another 4 meg line. So I'd have 8 megs down and 1 meg up, which is great. I mean, that would mean I could double my output of videos. And as I said before, we've got 3 people living here, myself, RiotPanda, and a tenant. And I'd actually not bond the lines. I think you guys might know what that means, but if you connect the lines together, then you've got double that speed. But what I'd do is I'd get 2 separate lines and I'd upload 2 videos at a time. Or if someone really needs to do something on the internet, I'd always have one uploading at least while the other line is being used for other stuff. So I'd install another internet connection soon. I figure that's the most logical thing to do next, the most logical next step. And that's going to tie into one of the questions that I'm going to talk about like my future and where I see the channel going, what I see myself doing in the future. So I'll probably discuss that there, but I'll say that having another internet connection would be a huge relief. Because say, for instance, RiotPanda or Zoe or Helene, it doesn't matter what you want to call her, wants to play a game of Dota, then I have to seriously limit my upload with Net Limiter. You guys probably know that program. Upload has to be limited, else the latency is too bad. And that's just something we have to live with our internet connections. Eventually we might get better lines here, and then we might be able to get 10 meg lines, which would be great. But what's cool about that is then they'll bump the 4 meg lines up to 10 meg for free. You don't pay extra for that, but it still does cost a bit. So if I had to tell you, 800 Rand would probably be around, I think the dollar is about 7 Rand to $1 right now. So that means that $100 is 700 Rand. So you can see pretty much what we're paying for here. You could say about $100 a month for the internet. And so that said, donations are welcome. I'll put a link below, or you can just send them to talesoflumin@gmail.com. I think that works as well, but I put a link below where you can use your PayPal to donate, you can use a credit card, you can use absolutely anything. I think they accept anything. And as I said, it would be amazing. But I think we should get to the questions because I've been spending a lot of time talking about this now. And I think I've like covered a few of the questions already, but okay. So this nickname, I always have trouble with this nickname, and someone might actually interrupt me now. If they do, don't go anywhere, because I'll be right back. Speltigning. Speltigning? I don't know. Okay, maybe you guys can have a look at that. Speltigning. Do I have to turn it? I can't. I just don't even. What am I even doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so he said if you grew up in South Africa, where are you from originally? Because he says I don't look very African, and my name is Swen, and that's maybe not such an African name. This name Swen is actually Scandinavian, I think. I'm not good at, I'm terrible with names and reading. Names and reading, bane of my existence. So, I grew up in South Africa. I was born here. I was born in Stellenbosch. That is actually halfway between where we live now and Cape Town. Lots of vineyards there and stuff. I was born in a hospital in Stellenbosch. My mother is Afrikaans. She was born in South Africa. My father is German. He's actually Namibian German, but he's pretty German. Okay, he speaks German fluently. Probably, I would say, first language English and German. He speaks Afrikaans as well. But he's German. My mother's Afrikaans, and they have been living here, I would say, pretty much their entire life. My dad lived in Namibia for a very long time. He's obviously been to Germany and all that. I think he stayed in Germany for a while, I'm not sure, but he's Namibian German, and when we grew up, we spoke a lot of Afrikaans and a lot of English. I don't speak much Afrikaans anymore right now. Our tenant's Afrikaans. I got a lot of Afrikaans friends, so I speak Afrikaans to them. I used to speak Afrikaans to RiotPanda till about 10th of January? Start of January. Start of the year, we stopped speaking Afrikaans to each other, only English. And the reason for that was because when we have a child one day, and yes, there's another question about that, actually. But when we have a child, then I'd prefer the child to speak English because I think it's much better than speaking Afrikaans. I don't have anything against languages like that, but English being... it's probably the main language of the entire... It's the one language that's internationally recognized, and I'd prefer the child not to be locked down with Afrikaans, which is only spoken in South Africa. So anyway, I'm going totally off track here. So I grew up in South Africa. I'm from here originally. My parents are multicultural. So my name is Swen and my sister's name is Tanya. And I suppose not typically South African names, but anyway, I did grow up here. And as for the not looking African thing, there are a lot of white South Africans. Okay, a lot of them are English, a lot of them are Afrikaans. There's actually probably more Afrikaans ones. And there are a lot of people of color here. There are a lot of black people. There are a lot of colored people, we call them, brown skin. There are lots of Asian people here. There are lots of Indian people here. The country has a wide variety of people. There are more black people than anything else. And they also all over the place of lots of various different backgrounds. And I mean, it's nice. It's nice having such diversity in a country. I think it's great. And yeah, everyone doesn't have black skin or brown skin here. That's just a myth. People sometimes think, and the most common thing is actually people say things like, "Oh, I thought you'd have lions and tigers in your backyard, or you'd be running with the rhinoceroses, rhinoceri." I don't know. Anyway, it's not like that. It's not a big wild country full of random dangers. We are still a third world country, but it is actually quite developed, and it's developing very fast as well. Anyway, I went totally off track with that question. I hope it answers at least some part of what you asked. But here's now the biggest question of the lot. I actually had to write down some sort of a reply to this because I had to do a bit of research because I couldn't remember myself. But the question is from Q's Gameplays, and he asked, how long did it take you to get where you are? For someone starting out, what advice would you offer and what milestones did you go through? So I will say first off that, let me just start. I've written it down here, so excuse the fact that I'm going to have to read. But on the 1st of May, I uploaded my very first video on this channel of 2010. So that was pretty much 2 years ago. On the 1st of May, I uploaded a StarCraft beta key giveaway video. And that was to name a street in our book, actually, in the book that I'm working on. And I gave away, I think, 1 or 2 beta keys with that. But about a week or so after that, I uploaded the first StarCraft Pulse episode. And it was called StarCraft Pulse back then, not just Pulse. And that was really terrible. It was so bad, but everyone loved it. It was a big deal back then, I suppose, but it was terrible. If you guys go back and watch it, then you'll see. I don't like removing video. I don't like removing old videos. I think it's really good if someone can be honest enough to leave all their videos up and let people go back and see how they developed. Because honestly, I was really bad at what I was doing back then, but I was just starting out and I didn't expect anything else. Right now, I look back on that fondly. I think it was great. I laugh at it. I think it's amazing that I've come as far as I have. I'm as comfortable as I am now in front of the camera compared to then. I mean, I am super comfortable in front of the camera. I can talk to you guys about anything that I like, anything that I want to talk about without sounding like a fool. It's weird. But if you go back and watch any of my older videos, even my first vlogs, it was very awkward. And I think it's great that you guys can go back and watch those because it's not something that's really worth hiding. I think it's better if you can see where I came from and how I've developed over the past year or two. So my first StarCraft Pulse videos, they started about 2 years ago. And I used to do that like this. I sat a bit to the side and I had a little window, a little picture that popped up here about what I was talking about. And I did it like in a news presenter style, but I feel that that's sort of outdated now. It's nice if you've got a pretty girl sitting in front of the camera, so you can get lots of views with that. but I feel that having the entire screen as real estate to use makes more sense. So that could be a tip right there. I would say that don't put unnecessary stuff on the screen. If you don't have to have your face there, then that's fine. It's good if people know how you look, if you're comfortable with showing yourself. I'm a big fan of having commentaries with, doing commentaries with like a webcam picture in the bottom corner. I think it's nice being able to see how people react, but that's sort of more for special occasions. Anyway, then my first gameplay commentaries where I actually used Fraps to record gameplay commentary were of World of Warcraft and DC Universe Online. World of Warcraft I actually did post. I recorded it and then I sped the videos up and I did these guides. It was the Mothgirl episodes. Some of you might remember them, some not. And I did DC Universe Online, which actually got a lot of views. It's still getting a lot of views. I'm a little bit embarrassed about how my commentary was back then, but still, it's not something to be ashamed of. Like, I wasn't very good then, and I think I'm doing a lot better now. But that's where I started, and it was a lot of fun. DC Universe was great. It was a good place to start. I felt comfortable doing it. Well, sort of comfortable at least. And those came in like December of 2010, I think. And then early in 2011, I started my real commentaries. I say real because they were the ones that actually meant more to me. They were more milestones to me, I would say. And that was Beyond Good and Evil and Portal 2. Both amazing gameplay, like both amazing games to play. I absolutely loved playing them. Beyond Good and Evil was just too good. Portal, obviously, I don't think I need to say anything about that to you guys. You guys know Portal 2. And those were in March or April of 2011. So it's actually been about a year since then. I haven't finished that many games, but that's obviously because of the upload speed and stuff like that. But I do think that I've improved since then as well. Just because I feel more comfortable expressing myself while playing. I don't think I've gotten better at games at all, but I have gotten better at talking while playing games. And then, let's see, what else did I write here? Now this is interesting. April 2011, okay, April 11th of 2011 was when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So it took me, and if you look at the dates there, my first video was in May of 2010, and 1,000 subscribers in April of 2011. So it took me a full year of making videos to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And I think a lot of people didn't have it as hard as me. I can just take an example, for instance. I see a guy who got into GameStation recently who does only Let's Plays. And he actually went from, in a year's time, or in less than a year actually, he went up to 8,000 subscribers, which is where I'm at now. So there's a big contrast there, and I think it's because he got a lot of help from other people. I think he got help from some big Let's Player, Chugga Conroy, I think it is. He got a lot of help from him. Yogscast channel is actually younger than mine. They started around the same time as me, but in a year they got about 1 million subscribers, whereas I got about 7,000. So they're actually really good at what they do. Those guys are genuinely funny. One of my absolute favorites on YouTube. But a lot of people have varying degrees of success and varying degrees of growth on YouTube. And I suppose I'm at the lower end of the spectrum, but I haven't had much help from people. There's obviously people like Craft Chest, Dopefish, and all you guys that are helping out, obviously, that shared with your friends and stuff like that. That helps a lot. Craft Chest was a huge boost for me. I would say that was a milestone in its own, the fact that Craft Chest helped me out from the very start. And he's an absolutely great guy. The commentaries he puts up and stuff, really amazing. You can just Google, YouTube it, and you'll find him. And he's in my recommended channels list. Dopefish also, that was an even bigger boost. Dopefish, because he had so many more subscribers and he sent a couple of them my way, it meant a lot to me. Also a really huge moment for me in YouTube history. Anyway, so that's how long it took me, about a year to get from 0 to 1,000, and then another year, or around another year, to get from 1,000 to 8,000 now. And I suppose that's expected. The growth is going to go up exponentially. Nero's barking at something. I don't know what. So as I said, I might get interrupted. I'll just pause the video and resume it. But that's just something you have to live with, and that's where it comes in. Now that's pretty much all I wrote down here about that, and I'll just wing it from here. I can say if people actually want tips, I would say determination. Like, you have to stick with it. If you start, that first 1,000 is going to be tough. It's going to be really difficult unless you start off with a lot of backing from big players in the YouTube community, it's going to be tough. I know people like Dodger, for instance, she got about 40, 50,000 subscribers in her first month or two, and that was because of Husky, but she's really good at what she does. So I would say she deserves that kind of thing. So if you have a really good friend who does YouTube stuff and he's got a couple of thousand subscribers, if you can get help from people like that, that's great. But I would say don't go out asking for help until you're super confident in your ability to actually put out good content, decent content. And that comes from just working at it. I would say that looking back now, my content, my videos I put out when I started off, they weren't really that good. They were okay. They served their purpose. I gave you guys the news. My first commentaries were pretty cool. I played through the games and it was entertaining at parts, but I feel that right now I'm a lot more confident with what I do. But that said, it all comes down to practice. If you're going to start up a YouTube channel, I feel that you have to be consistent with it. So you can't start and upload a couple of videos, ask someone for a plug or a mention, and then just hope that it's going to shoot off from there, take off from there, that you're going to have immense success. I think that you have to actually just put videos out as often as you can, and a lot of people can't put videos out all the time. Okay, you can't go out and say, I'm going to make this my job. Sure, you can have it as you can say that this is my dream. I would love to do this for a living one day. And I could say that that's something that would be my dream. I'd love to do something like this for a living, make enough money to support myself, my girlfriend, my cute puppy Nero, and I suppose make my parents proud, because they are absolutely 100% supportive of what I do. They watch every single one of my videos. They're probably watching this one. They're probably watching this video and listening to this, and I absolutely, it's amazing to me. But if you can stick with it, if you can start putting videos out, stick with it, choose something that you enjoy. Don't do it if you don't enjoy it, because you don't want to start up, say for instance Mass Effect 3 comes out in a month or two. Don't start playing Mass Effect 3, doing commentaries on it if you don't even like the game. Don't do it just because it's a popular game. Do something that you enjoy, something that you know about, something that you like talking about, and go from there. Keep uploading videos. If you get viewers, interact with them. Ask them what they like, what they don't like. Make sure that they having a good experience while watching your videos. And that's something that I personally love doing. I enjoy replying to comments. It takes a lot of time, but I enjoy reading all the comments, replying to messages. And recently it's been a bit more tough because I've got so many subscribers now, a lot of viewers. But that's something you have to interact with your viewer base, with your subscribers, with the people watching your videos. And that's another thing that's absolutely essential, especially when you're starting out. It just comes down to what I said. Be consistent, put out good content if you can. You got to start somewhere. And when you get confident enough with yourself, you can start plugging yourself here and there, like post yourself on forums. So if you're putting up Terraria commentaries, go over to terrariaonline.com, post your commentaries there in their video or let's play section, and see what people think. Don't take the comments that people give you too harshly, because if you're just starting out with this kind of thing, then you're going to get negative comments. I get negative comments till this day. Stop saying beta. It's not beta, it's beta. That's quite negative, okay? But I don't take it that seriously. I can actually mention that I've thought about starting to just saying beta permanently from now on, just because if it's gonna, and that's something that's not because I want to say beta. I'm actually very used to saying beta. And Diablo, same kind of thing. But just because if I'm gonna get dislikes on my videos because I say beta instead of beta, if people are gonna put negative comments on my videos because I say beta instead of beta, then it's probably worth it from my point of view, it's probably worth it to say beta instead, because it's not a big deal. It's not like it's breaking some law for me or making me feel worse about the videos that I put out. It's not a big deal. That's just the way I was taught, that one says it. I can change it easily. As you can see, I can say beta if I'm even saying it right. I don't even know. But what I'm trying to say actually is that you will get negative comments. You will get comments that say, I don't like your voice. You'll get comments that say, you're terrible at this game. But that's the kind of thing that you'll live with. You'll probably get more positive comments than negative ones. And I would also just say, if you're starting out, then personality is important. Okay, you get Let's Players out there that don't enjoy one bit, that just churn out content like crazy, and there's not much personality in their gameplays. They don't talk very much. When they do talk, they're pretty much just talking entirely about the game and about what's happening, but they're doing it in such a way that it's pretty much what anyone could do. So I would say use your personality, be yourself when you're doing these commentaries, and it's tough to explain, but do it in your own way. That's what I'd say. So I probably took about 10 minutes to say something that I could have said in about 2 minutes here, but it's something that I find very difficult to explain. It's something that you have to actually, starting up on YouTube, it's something you actually have to just experience for yourself, and it does take time. So don't be disheartened if you only get a couple of views on your videos. Don't be disheartened if you only get if you only have a couple of 100 subscribers after a couple of months. That's the kind of thing that happens, and that's the kind of growing pains that you have to go through. But that said, it did take me a long time to get where I am right now. And milestones, I'm not really into celebrating every single milestone. 1,000 subscribers was huge for me. 10,000 is going to be even more huge. 100,000 is going to be absolutely amazing. And I do plan on getting there one day. So that's just something I want to say. I want to do that. I want my channel to grow more. And it's something that I'm passionate about, and I want to work on it. So I hope that answers your question, Q's Gameplays. And I'm sorry that it took so long to actually answer it. But let's look at the next question. The next one was, how about speaking about your future? And I think I've spoken about that a little bit now. Where you see your project in maybe a year or two, and what would you like to do, or what do you wish to do? So I'd like to get more subscribers. Obviously, I'd like to get my work out to more viewers. I feel that if I had help from bigger people, I'd obviously grow faster. But I think that because my channel took so long to get where it is now, I've got a much better understanding of how it all works and of how difficult it can be, because I spend a lot of time. This is what I do full time. Right now, that's what I'm doing. I spend a lot of time on videos. I spend a lot of time collecting news. The process that I have to go through. With commentaries, it's not so bad. I maybe prepare for a couple of minutes before I start recording. Think of what I want to do in the episode. Think of what I want to say. If there's anything special I need to mention, I just go into the game, start recording. After that, I have to quit, throw all the files in Fraps, set it up, make sure everything is right, put the outro on it. I don't put an intro on anymore because I think it's better if you can just jump straight into the gameplay. But basically put the outro on it, render it for an hour or two, it depends on how long. I try render really high quality because I prefer uploading high quality videos. They're going to be there forever, so you can just as well do it in nice quality. When I do news, then I upload them obviously, which takes a couple of hours. And then while it's uploading, I use that time to collect news. I use that time for other video stuff, patch note videos, things like the 1 minute guide, stuff like that, which I will be doing again soon. Don't worry. Things like my journal entries for my WoW. But I spend pretty much my whole day doing this. If I'm not doing this, then I'm either at the gym, I'm walking Nero, I'm eating, or I'm sleeping. That's what I'm doing right now. And some people will say, I've been told I'm working too hard at this, but I don't think that's possible. I wouldn't say I'm working too hard. I'd say that I'm just driven to get where I want to go. And where I want to go is, I want to get to a point where I can live off this. I can do this for a living. So that's all I've really got on the cards right now. I want to be able to do this for a living. Right now I'm making a tiny bit from it, but it's not enough to live off. I do have other sources of income which are helping out a little bit. Like I said, we've got a tenant who pays rent. And I do make a bit from the videos. I do odd jobs here and there. But this is something that I'm passionate about, and I want to be able to do it in the future. I see myself doing it. And, you know, I've gotten a lot better at what I do, at collecting news, at setting up the news episodes, at collecting the images and the videos and putting it all together in Sony Vegas. I've gotten a lot better at doing that. So I think in the future, another sort of milestone for me would just be to get even better at that. You know, to be able to record longer pieces without doing, like putting cuts in, to be able to speak about the news more comfortably, just stuff like that. I mean, that's basic stuff, but it does matter. It really does matter. So in the next year or two, I can't say. I hope to be able to get into Game Station sometime. I don't know what their requirements are really. I've been told by a couple of people like, oh, you need 5,000 subscribers at least. But I think there are some hidden requirements that I don't really know about, because I've applied to them a couple of times and I haven't gotten responses. I've spoken to a few people in the game station and I haven't got proper replies from them either. So it's difficult, but that's not the kind of thing I'll just give up on. I will eventually, hopefully, get in there. Who knows? I just want people to, you know, actually take the time to watch my videos, see the kind of content that I put out, instead of just looking at the numbers. Because as you know, I do a lot of different stuff, and because of that, all of you aren't here for Skyrim, all of you aren't here for Terraria or Minecraft or news episodes. So you don't all watch one video. And that means that the videos won't get 8,000 views each. Some of them do, some of them get that much, but often it ends up being like 1,000 to 2,000 views per video. And I understand that, because I cater for a lot of different audiences, and that's fine for me. But I hope that people like GameStation realize that that is the way I'm running my channel right now. Variety gaming, I do a lot of different stuff. So in a year or two, I hope to have more subscribers. I hope to be able to make, I hope to be able to be making enough money to be able to live off it. I said be able to a lot there. That's crazy. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I can't say. It's something that I'll just take one day at a time. I am probably going to be doing a lot more StarCraft in the future. Or not a lot more, a bit more StarCraft in the future. Probably starting next week, actually. I'm doing a lot of casting for Polar Fluke. And later in the year, I've actually got a live event lined up. And it's something that I might be receiving money for in the future. So I'm going to be doing some of that. But that doesn't mean anything's going to get less on my channel. And yeah, it's a difficult question to answer. That was from Fiskeron. And I would just say that I'm going to take it one day at a time and hopefully get my name out there, get a lot more people enjoying the stuff, and keep them happy. You know, I like being able to keep the viewers that I have happy, and keep interacting with them. So that's pretty much all I can say there. Then Killerstick1 asks, how did myself and Helene meet? So this is a pretty simple one. We actually met at a LAN, you know, where people take their computers to play. And a little while, she stayed in Cape Town back then, and the LAN was in Cape Town. I drove to Cape Town for the LAN, and a little while after that, I moved to Cape Town, and then I started seeing her more regularly. And then one thing led to another. She moved in with me in my flat in Cape Town, and then after a while, we actually moved back here to Hermanus, and that was it. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because I've been talking for so long already, but we met at a LAN, and she was and still is very much into gaming and anything on the computer. So we met there, and she was very shy. She is still very shy. So I was definitely I was the aggressor there. I was the one talking to her, but I'm very good friends with her brother as well. So that sort of helped. I know him, and I still speak to him to this day. He's an incredibly great guy. Hope maybe you guys will meet him one day. Who knows? But that's how I met her, at a LAN. And now I've actually got, let me see. I put in extras here. The Tube account gave me some game development tips here. He said that, you know, he told me how I would go about setting something like that up. He said that I can get people to sort of donate to help make a game, but the whole book, game development, art kind of thing that myself and RiotPanda are doing, all surrounding the Tales of Lumin name, that's something we're going to work on over the next couple of years. It's not something I want to rush into. I don't know anything about game development or coding or anything like that, so it's something that I'll take my time with. I'll set the story up, I will work with it as and as I get through it, I'll just keep fleshing it out and making sure it's what I want it to be. But we're not going to rush into that, and we're only going to really pursue it when we feel comfortable with what we've got. So the art that we've got, the backstory, the lore, all that stuff. But he did give me some really nice tips, so if you guys want to see that, you can check the comments of the previous video as well. Then, a bunch of small questions. On both pages here, there are a bunch of small questions. These are going to be quick. So, what is your major? What's your profession? What do you do for a living? I think I answered that already, so I'm not going to answer that again. Do you find yourself talking? I didn't take the names of the people who asked these because I'm going to answer them quite quickly. But do you find yourself talking to yourself while playing games just for fun and then realize you're not recording it for YouTube? and that you were in fact talking to yourself. Basically, do you realize that you talk to yourself while you're playing games? I do talk to myself while I play games all the time, and I talk to Helene, I talk to Nero, I talk about what I'm playing about, yes. But more often than not, nowadays at least, when I'm playing, then I'm recording. So when I do get time to play, for instance, maybe I play Dota with RiotPanda. Maybe I play, I'm going to try play Kingdoms of Amalur. I played the tutorial, which is actually what I saw in the demo. I made a character, I played the tutorial. I will get some footage of that up soon. Not sure where, but I'll get footage of that up soon. So you guys can see what my character looks like, and I'll tell you what I think about it. But I do talk to myself, okay? I say a bunch of random stuff. Sometimes Helene gets very irritated because it's very random. And I enjoy it, okay? It's how I do it. I just go a little bit crazy sometimes, but it's nice, okay? It's fun, and I feel that if you're playing a game, then you should be playing it to enjoy it. Even if I'm playing StarCraft ladder matches, I will enjoy myself. I will talk to my opponents, okay? And even if they can't hear me, I'll talk to them. I'll tell them how unhappy I am about their speedling run by on my natural. Because I am unhappy about that sometimes, and whatever. Okay, so I talk to myself all the time. More often than not, it's RiotPanda who realizes that I'm talking to myself, and she either laughs at it or she gets somewhat irritated. Anyway, but that's fine. Irritated in a good way. You can get irritated in a good way. Then, could you tell me what programs you use for video editing and recording? I use Fraps to record. I have been told that DxTory is pretty good, but I'm used to Fraps now and I use that. And then, for rendering, I take the Fraps files, I put them in Sony Vegas for rendering. I honestly wouldn't suggest anyone use, I wouldn't recommend Sony Vegas. It gives me a lot of problems. I get things like these black parts in my videos. Some of you may have seen them already, but I get these black parts in my videos where the audio is still there, but the visuals are gone. And I have no idea how to take that away. I have no idea how to remove that. I have no idea what's causing it, but the only solution is just to render it again and hope for the best. Usually it happens once and then I render it again and then it's gone. But it is a bit of a waste of time, but it happens. So I use Sony Vegas and Fraps. I hope that helps. It doesn't take too long to get used to them, but they do work. I think that Adobe Premiere is pretty good as well for the rendering part. Then, let's see. Have you ever considered having a presenting partner like Yogscast or similar? Yes, I have. I am not very good at dual commentaries. Okay, I don't know if it's because I'm dominating when I talk, but I tend to not know when to stop talking. And that's not the reason I don't do dual commentaries. I think I'd love to do that kind of thing, but presenting partners, the reason I don't have something like that right now is because I have very weird hours and I'm constantly working. I don't like having to wait for someone else to be able to record something. I'm constantly recording stuff, I'm constantly talking, working on stuff. I'm constantly busy with my channel and getting videos set up. So having a partner to do videos with, unless they're living with me, RiotPanda lives with me. She lives with me. So that's going to tie in with one of the next questions. Where is it? We'll get to it. But she lives with me, so that would be grand, wouldn't it? That would be absolutely grand. So yes, I've thought about it, but it's a little bit awkward right now. Dual commentaries perhaps sometime in the future, but that's something that I'll get to eventually. And that's actually could tie in with where I see myself in the future. I'd like to do dual commentaries with other people. I think it would be absolutely amazing. It would be a great experience for myself as well. I would love to do a podcast or something one day with someone. I actually watched the Game Station podcast last night, and I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to sit there talking together with someone like Jesse Cox, Dodger, or Total Biscuit, and I think it'll be a ton of fun, and I'd have a ton of stuff to say to those guys and girl as well. So eventually one day I'd hope to do something like that. If I could get on the Game Station podcast or something similar, I would love that. Then, are you stretching your ears? No, not really. You can see my earrings here. Basically what that is, you get it pierced, a normal piercing, and then they put a little thing through and they make it a little bit bigger. So it's a bit bigger than a normal hole, but I'm not stretching them further than that. I like the size, I think it looks good, and that's where I'm going to stay for it. RiotPanda has slightly bigger ones, but she's also happy with that right now, and that's basically just, I feel comfortable with this. I like how they look. I think it looks better than having a little stud or something there, so that's what I've gone with. I'm not stretching them any further. Let's see. When will you publish your books, and in what countries do you plan on publishing them? And tying in with this, Zidana123 gave me once again some nice tips for naming things in Kitty's book. She said that it would be absolutely glorious if I could call things like the Mountains, or the Lumins for hills, or the things with lots of, for Kitty's book. That would be so cute. I would love seeing a little kitty talking about the Mountains or the Lumins. In the plains of Lumin, plains of Lumite, whatever. The rolling plains of New Lumin. It's absolutely cute, and I'd absolutely love to do that one day. But if I ever get a book out, or if we publish them, we'd probably do it online. Listen to me fiddling with these papers here the whole time. We'd probably do it online, and we'd sell them online. We'd post them or mail them anywhere in the world. So don't worry. Then, how did you come up with the name Nero? It's got some unfortunate historical implications. Yes. Nero, he was a Caesar. Claudius Augustus, Nero, he was one of the Caesars who was not a very nice man, but that's not where we got the name from. Unfortunately, he's got the same name. His name was also Nero, but we got the Nero from the name that we chose actually means guardian, and RiotPanda chose it from Devil May Cry. There's a Nero in there as well. The name itself means guardian. So I think it's pretty suited. Nero he's a very good guard dog, and he looks out for us. Then, where did the background on your channel come from? RiotPanda. She did it. She's going to do more. She's going to improve it. She's going to put more characters there. It's very cool. She is going to start up her own art blog soon, so I will link you guys to that when it's done. But you guys are going to have to wait for that. When are you and RiotPanda going to tie the proverbial knot? Come on, dude, make a plan. Okay, so that's gonna happen. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. There, take that. Haha. Okay, definitely, it's gonna happen. Would RiotPanda start commentating on Minecraft or Terraria? I hope so. One day, I hope to have her doing stuff like that. But as I said, she only started speaking proper English, full-time English recently. So I'm gonna wait for her to get more comfortable with that before I pop that big question as well. What kind of music or bands or singers do you listen to? I don't get time to listen to music anymore, honestly. I don't get time to listen to music. So what I used to listen to a lot, Hoobastank. I listen to a lot of Linkin Park, I hate to admit it. I like 30 Seconds to Mars, Hoobastank, Incubus. I like older music. I listen to anything that's good. I don't have any personal preferences. I don't like really heavy stuff. I don't enjoy country very much. I like pop. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit it. I like the popular music, the stuff that's pop. I like Rihanna. I like Eminem as well. So I don't have a problem with rap. I listen to Jay-Z. I listen to a wide variety of stuff. But if I had to choose favorites, Hoobastank are probably my absolute favorite band, along with 30 Seconds to Mars and Linkin Park. Then let's see. Favorite TV shows or series? That's difficult. I used to watch a lot of anime. I do enjoy anime. Right now we're watching the new Spartacus. We're watching Grey's Anatomy. I know. It's good. Grey's Anatomy is good. Don't say anything else, okay? It's a good series. We watch Mentalist. We watch Supernatural. Terra Nova, absolutely amazing. It's a little bit cheesy at times, but I love Terra Nova. What else do we watch? She watches House. I don't enjoy House as much. I'm trying to think. New Girl, really fun. Zoe Deschanel is really cool. But that's what we're watching right now, that kind of thing. I enjoy it. I enjoy most of the series we watch. And there are older series that we don't watch right now that aren't coming out right now. But I'll mention those at another time. So, then, what race did you play in Warcraft 3 and why did you pick it? And then he also asked about the ladder matches. Can't remember who asked this, but I used to play Undead. And I picked it because I liked doing surrounds with the ghouls. Ghouls were my absolute favorite. Ghouls and gargoyles. There you go. Ghouls and gargoyles. I love that. And I like the speed of the race. I like the fact that you could just rush up to someone, surround their hero, kill it, and get out. My favorite thing to do was to play with a Death Knight, a Lich, and a Crypt Lord, and using the Death Knight's Death Coil and the Lich's Frost Nova to just nuke down a hero. Surround it, nuke it down, and then get out. That was the most annoying thing to do, but it's sort of like Zerg playing StarCraft now, so I guess that's, you know, that's why I chose Zerg when I started playing StarCraft. Will you be playing Battlefield 3? I didn't get around to buying the game, honestly. It cost a lot in South Africa because you had to buy it through Origin, and I couldn't afford Battlefield at the time, and then, I don't know, I just had so much other stuff to do, so I don't know if I'm going to be putting up Battlefield anytime soon. I've got a lot of friends that play it. Our tenant plays it. RiotPanda's brother plays it a lot. It's an amazingly cool game, but who knows? Possibly. Possibly is the answer there. Check out Cube World. That's not a question, but I have checked out Cube World and I can't wait. It looks really good. Search for it on YouTube, please. Do yourself a favor. Could you do a playthrough of Red Dead Redemption? I don't have any system to record console commentary just yet. That add the fact that I'm really terrible at console games to that, and I'd say that it's probably a bad combination, or a good combination, could be a good combination, but not soon. Maybe one day I'd do something like that, or if they bring Red Dead Redemption to PC, okay? So I'd do that then. Are you still gonna try get a Minecraft server up? Possibly, yes, I would like to, it's a goal, but as I said, it's difficult hosting it from here, so yes, probably, but I'm not sure when. Question is, are you a fan of Jak and Daxter games? Is it Jak and Dexter or Daxter? I do know them. I played the demo on my PlayStation a while ago of the latest one, and I'm a fan of that kind of game, yes, but I just don't get enough time to play them. I'm a huge fan of console games for relaxation. I started playing Uncharted 1 because I wanted to play Uncharted 2, and I wanted to play Uncharted 3. So it's, you know, is there Uncharted 3? Am I just talking? Maybe it's Uncharted 2 I'm thinking of. But anyway, I wanted to play Uncharted and I started playing that, but I'm so bad at playing console games because I never play them. So, like, yeah, I love Jak and Daxter. I like any games on the console. I like platforming style games, especially the new generation ones. They're a lot of fun. And I'd love to get more time to play them eventually. So, who knows? Yeah, I'll get to that sometime. Tying in with that, actually, we've got a Nintendo 3DS as well. I got it when I was overseas for really cheap. And I say really cheap because it's a lot cheaper than it costs here. And we've got Pokemon on there. And that's just, what can I say? Pokemon is the most amazing game ever. I wish they could put it on my iPhone because it'd just be that much more convenient. But I love Pokemon. I just had to say that. I absolutely love it. When Diablo comes out, will you do commentary on that? Yes, I will probably do some sort of commentary. Not sure what kind of commentary, but I'm going to be covering that, most definitely. I can't wait. That's it. Done with the papers. Done making a noise of them. And that's going to be it for this episode. You guys can leave questions again. Something tells me I'm going to get even more questions on this one than I did in the previous one. And I'm going to try and answer as many as I can. If I didn't answer your question now, I apologize. I tried to get to all of them, but it's difficult. There are a lot of questions. So you guys can leave questions about absolutely anything. I'm not going to give you a topic, but I will just tell you again that you can ask about my life, what I'm doing, what life is like in South Africa. I don't know why I'm looking out here, but yes, this is South Africa. What life is like here, things I like, things I dislike, games I'm playing, well, you know what games I'm playing, but plans for the future, games other people are playing. You can ask me opinions on things. What do you think about... You could ask me what I think about Kingdoms of Amalur, because by the time I put the next video up, I should have played a little bit at least. Or by the time, you know, you guys have... Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Okay? But you can ask me opinions on things. You can even ask me opinions on other YouTubers. You can ask me pretty much anything. Anything you'd like. You can ask about RiotPanda. And you can use the questions that I spoke about here to just go off in different directions and ask about those things as well. I might start putting topics on them sometime soon, but we'll just see how it goes with the plain free-for-all thing, okay? And again, I'll mention, as for the PayPal thing, I will let you guys know like what happens with that, if I get enough donations to get an internet connection, but I did give you sort of a rough estimate of how much I'd need, so I hope that helps with just understanding how difficult it is to actually get a proper internet connection here. And you know, while that is terrible and stuff, I am still blessed with an amazing place to live. We get to walk on the cliff paths. We get to live in a safe area, a nice little town where we can actually walk to the shops. We can take our dog for a walk quite safely outside, and it's beautiful scenery. So the price that we pay is lack of technology. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope I answered all the questions. I'm going to tell you now what's going to happen in the next couple of days. Right now I'm uploading... Is it Skyrim or Assassin's Creed? Skyrim. It's Skyrim. I'm uploading Skyrim right now, and this will probably go up after that. Then, or maybe there's going to be Assassin's Creed between this and that. Anyway, so Assassin's Creed. But in the next couple of days, I will have some StarCraft ladder match commentaries up. I might do replay casts as well, because I need to watch replays. I need to learn how to play the game. I don't play very well. I feel as if I really need to work hard to get... I want to get to Masters. That's my goal, to get to Masters by sometime in October. So any and all hints and tips on my videos that I upload of StarCraft are absolutely appreciated. I would love it if you guys could help me out, because I know a lot of you guys out there are Masters players, probably even some of you close to Grandmasters players, and that's amazing. So any tips from you guys would be great. I'm going to be working on that as hard as I possibly can. And I say as hard as I possibly can because I don't always have time to play ladder matches. Today, right after this, I might actually go sit down and play some ladder matches, because I might watch some replays or Day 9 Daily or 2 or something like that, just to get back in the mode, into the mood of playing StarCraft ladder matches. Because I've got a really bad streak. I think I lost 7 games in a row recently, and that's pretty embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. I'm supposed to be a StarCraft commentator. I'm supposed to know what I'm doing. But there's going to be StarCraft coming. Then there'll be all the news episodes. There probably won't be Guild Wars 2 news this week, because there's not that much to talk about. So look out for that next week. I'm going to be uploading a Journal of Lumin the Hunter this week. So that's coming too. And next weekend I might be working on another 1-minute guide. I'm probably going to be doing Zerg, something like, and I'm giving you some insider information here, something like a Banding Bust, which is pretty simple, or a Spinecrawler Rush. Spinecrawler Rush is so fun. I love that strat. But we'll get around to that. Other than that, if I do manage to get another internet connection sometime soon, who knows how long it's going to take for them to actually install it, because Telkom, the company here that installs the lines, is so terribly slow that it might take a while. But if I do get that up, then I'm going to start getting more of the commentaries up. So the news episodes will seem fewer, but they're going to be the same amount. There's just going to be more commentary in between. More vlogs, more of everything basically. Just more of everything, except the news will be standard. 1 of each episode a week. So look out for that. If I do get it, I will let you guys know the second I get a new internet connection. If I get a new internet connection sometime soon. I am also waiting for my new mic. I ordered a mic with my birthday and Christmas money combined. I'm getting a new microphone, and it's going to be fun. I don't know if it's going to be amazingly huge improvements, but it's going to be fun to try it out. I can't wait. It's the first proper microphone I've ever gotten. It's a Samsung C01U something or other. It's basically the mic that most people recommend for YouTube, and I think Jesse Cox uses it. I think Dodger uses it. I think Total Biscuit used to use it. It's an amazing looking mic, and I can't wait to try it out, but it should be coming this coming week. I'll let you guys know. I'll probably do like an unboxing of it or something, and I'll keep you guys informed, basically. So that's pretty much what's going to happen in the next week. There's obviously going to be more Minecraft, more Terraria, and I want to try and get a lot of Assassin's Creed and Skyrim out for the next while, because I want to be ready for Mass Effect when it comes. I'm going to play the Mass Effect 3 demo. Yes! Oh, the Mass Effect 3 demo. I forgot about that. I can't wait. Valentine's Day. Oh my goodness. RiotPanda was writing me a letter. She was making a nice card for me. I need to make something nice for her as well. Okay. But Valentine's Day, Mass Effect. Gonna be amazing. But that's it. I'm done. Okay. Check back here soon for more. Soon being next Sunday. I'm probably not going to reply to all the comments in this video or anything like that. I'll reply in person. On Sunday. So don't feel bad about the fact that I'm not replying to the comments. I'm reading them. I read them. So that's good enough. As for replying to comments and messages, I apologize if I'm a little bit behind, but it is difficult. I'm going to change the way I'm doing it now, in the sense that I'm going to try to reply to recent comments. Like when I upload a video, an hour or two later, I'll check back at the video and reply to those comments, the ones that are there. Reply to ones that are actually requiring a reply. Some don't require it. If you guys say, oh, great commentary, thank you very much for uploading this, then I might not reply to that. I might make a little heart or something, okay? But, you know, I'll be spontaneous like that. But just know that I read all the comments, I read all the messages, and if I don't reply in a timely manner, it's because I am just so busy here. And I'm not saying, I mean, it's actually a really terrible thing to say. I hate it when people say that. When people say, oh, it's so busy, I'm flooded with work. But it's not the way I look at it. The way I look at it is I try to stay busy the whole time. If I'm not staying productive the whole time, then I sort of feel bad and guilty, and I feel that I could be doing better. So I will try to stay productive, and I'll stay positive about the fact that I'm not getting to the comments, and say that I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. Don't worry. But that's it. Check back soon for more. Most importantly though, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys are going to spend it with someone really special to you. I hope you're going to write a nice letter to someone that you like or adore, or your significant other. I know a lot of you guys have wives or husbands or have girlfriends or boyfriends, so give them a nice little card. Make a little heart on it like I did for RiotPanda. Make something special for them. Okay? Please. Do it. On me. Do it on me. Enjoy it. But that's it. Happy that.